Okukyalira Ensiko, Uganda's traditional labia elongation practice explained. Hey, everyone, welcome back, or if you're new here, thanks for stopping by. Today we're diving into something deeply rooted in Ugandan culture that a lot of people outside, and even inside, the country have questions about. It's called Okukyalira Ensiko, literally a visiting the bush, and it's the traditional practice of elongating the labia minora. Now, I know this might sound surprising or even uncomfortable to talk about at first, but stick with me. This isn't about judgment, it's about understanding a cultural tradition that has shaped ideas of beauty, womanhood, and intimacy for generations in parts of Uganda, especially among the Baganda people and some neighboring communities. We'll look at the history, how it's done, why it matters to those who practice it, the experiences people share, and the ongoing conversations around it. Let's explore this together with respect and open minds. First things first, what exactly are we talking about? In simple terms, Okukyalira Ensiko involves the gradual stretching or pulling of the inner labia, the labia minora. It's not cutting or removal like some other practices you might hear about, it's a process of elongation over time. For many communities, elongated labia have long been seen as a symbol of beauty, maturity, and femininity. Think of it like other body modifications in cultures around the world, something passed down as part of growing into womanhood. This practice isn't unique to Uganda. Similar traditions exist in parts of East and Southern Africa, like in Rwanda or among some groups further south. But here at home, it's especially associated with the Baganda and has spread to other tribes like the Banyankole and Bakiga. Let's go back a bit into the history. This tradition goes back generations way before colonial times. In the old days, young girls would often be guided by their senga, that's the paternal aunt, a key figure in Baganda culture who teaches about womanhood, marriage, and sexuality. They'd go to a private spot, sometimes literally in the bush, which is where the name comes from. It was part of preparing for adulthood. Today, it's much more private. Girls or women might do it at home, and the senga role is still important, but practices have evolved with modern life. It's no longer strictly mandatory everywhere, but in many families and communities, it's still encouraged as a rite of passage. So how does it actually happen? The process is gradual, that's important. It usually starts around ages 9 to 16, often before or around the time a girl gets her first period. Using fingers, typically 2 or 3, the labia minora are gently pulled downward regularly over weeks or months. To make it easier and reduce discomfort, traditional herbs or oils are often used, like entenga-tengo or other local plants that help soften the tissues. Some women today prefer modern creams. The goal isn't instant change, it's slow and consistent until the desired length is reached, which can vary. Some aim for a couple of centimeters, others a bit more, depending on personal or cultural preferences. In the past, it was more supervised. Nowadays, some adults even seek professional pulling services from experienced women who offer it as a paid service. It's become more of a personal choice for some, especially grown women who didn't do it earlier or want to adjust. Why do people do this? This is where the cultural heart of it comes in. For many, it's not just about appearance, though beauty standards play a role. Elongated labia are traditionally linked to enhanced sexual pleasure for both partners. In Baganda culture, it ties into practices that prioritize women's satisfaction too. Some men describe it as adding warmth, coverage, and extra stimulation during intimacy. Beyond that, it's seen as a marker of maturity and readiness for marriage. Some believe it can even help during childbirth by making things more flexible, though that's more anecdotal than proven medically. In some communities, it was also thought to offer a bit of natural protection. Overall, it's tied to ideas of femininity, fertility, and honoring ancestral ways. A woman who has done it might be viewed as more desirable or culturally grounded. Of course, experiences vary a lot. Some women I've read about in studies or local accounts speak positively, they feel more confident, connected to their heritage, and say it improves their intimate life. One woman shared how her aunt introduced her and her sisters, framing it as preparation for a fulfilling marriage and easier motherhood. But it's not all straightforward. Some girls, especially younger ones, describe it as uncomfortable or painful at first, swelling, itchiness from herbs, or just the hassle of doing it daily. social pressure too, fear of stigma if you don't participate, or feeling like you have no choice. Researchers have talked to adolescents who felt coerced, even though the community sees it as normal and positive. Now, let's talk health and the bigger conversations. On one side, some local doctors and women say when done carefully with good hygiene, it doesn't cause major long-term problems. It's viewed as modification, not mutilation. On the other hand, organizations like the WHO have classified non-medical genital procedures like this under Type 4, raising concerns about social pressure on young girls, potential irritation or infection risks from herbs, and the importance of consent. In Uganda, there's ongoing debate. Some leaders and feminists defend it as cultural empowerment and women's sexual agency, while others push for more awareness so girls can make informed choices without pressure. It's worth noting that Uganda has laws against harmful FGM practices, but this elongation is often treated differently because it doesn't involve cutting. Still, the conversation is evolving, especially in urban areas where younger generations are questioning traditions. So where does it stand today? The practice is still alive, but changing. Some women do it as adults by choice. Paid services exist. At the same time, education and exposure to global ideas mean more people are talking openly about consent, health, and personal autonomy. Many see it as part of Uganda's rich cultural diversity, something to understand rather than erase. Others believe traditions should adapt with time. What do you think? I'd love to hear respectful thoughts in the comments. Wrapping up, Okukyalira Ensiko is a window into how culture shapes our bodies and relationships. Whether you see it as beautiful heritage or something to reflect on, the key is approaching it with respect and curiosity. Traditions like this remind us how diverse human experiences are. If you enjoyed this deep dive, hit like, subscribe for more on Ugandan culture and beyond, and let me know what topic you'd like next. Thanks for watching. Stay curious, and see you in the next one.